Let's imagine this. You're working late at night, eyes burning. You're an employee, rewriting the same email 10 times because according to you, it has to be perfect. Or you're a student writing an essay, agonizing over every single word just because you think it'll ruin your perfect grade. Or you're preparing for a family gathering, trying to make everything immaculate. From the meals to the decorations, stressing over every minute detail. Sounds familiar, right? So, let me begin by asking you this. What is the real cost of that obsession with perfection? Before I get to that, how about I tell you what perfectionism really is? Perfectionism is the insidious belief that anything less than perfect is unacceptable. It's the voice in your head that says, you're not good enough unless you get it just right. It's the uneasiness that comes within you every time you make a small mistake, the fear that you will never measure up. Ladies and gentlemen, perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about impossibly high, self destructive standards that leave no room for error, growth, and in rare cases, even humanity. Okay, now I want you to think about a time where the fear of being imperfect crippled you. It could be a work project, a relationship, or even just a simple post on social media. How did it make you feel? Did it push you to succeed or did it weigh you down? Well, for many of us, including me, perfectionism isn't a motivator. It's a burden. A burden that comes with costs we rarely discuss. The first hidden cost, and perhaps the most alarming one, are mental health. According to the World Health Organization, mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression are on the rise globally. And a significant contributing factor is, can anyone guess? Maybe you, maybe the handsome looking man. Hi, Dad. Yup, all of you are right. Perfectionism. When we set ludicrous goals for ourselves, we fall short, leading to feelings of inadequacy and despair. We become our own harshest critics, trapped in a cycle of self judgment that erodes of our well being. We create an unfathomable amount of pressure on our minds and a relentless strain as well, and drive ourselves to the brink in pursuit of the unattainable. Of course, beyond the emotional toll, perfectionism also hinders our ability to act, leading to the second significant cost, paralysis by analysis. You know the feeling you're so caught up in trying to perfect every single detail that you end up doing nothing at all? You get stuck in this one position. And I'm not at all shy to admit this, but I'm a victim of this myself. While I was preparing for my board exams, I was putting undue pressure on myself. The consequence, you ask? I froze. Yup, I froze during my board exams. And trust me, the results that came out were way below my caliber. This was particularly damaging for me. And hey, let's be honest, all of y'all sitting in those seats have been through, if not something exactly like this, but something similar. And you guys are thinking about that exact same thing right now. Next, let's talk about creativity, or rather, the death of it. You know, the fact that when you're obsessed with everything being just right, that you lose the freedom to take risks and experiment. After all, it's in the messy, unpredictable process of trial and error that innovation happens. The best example for this is the chocolate chip cookie. Ruth Wakefield. She made a cookie dough and she put some chocolate chunks in it. She put it in the oven and she expected the chocolate to melt. And that would create a smooth chocolate cookie, right? But what if I told you that that chocolate did not melt? It stayed intact, creating an accidental global favorite, which is today called as the chocolate chip cookie. Yep, that's me there, munching on that so called scrumptious looking mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, That right there is the epitome of the statement that errors can lead to innovation. Unfortunately, perfectionism shuts that down. It says, don't try unless you're sure you can succeed. And so, we play it safe, sticking to what we know. This is a massive cost, not just for individuals, but for society as a whole. Can you imagine the number of groundbreaking ideas, works of art, or scientific breakthroughs that could have been lost due to the fear of imperfection? And finally, let's talk about self worth. Perfectionists, like me, often tie their sense of worth to their achievements. They believe that if they are perfect in everything a human can do, they'll finally be worthy of the love, respect, and success. But here's the catch: perfection is subjective, hence unattainable. So, what's the solution? How do all of y'all break from this grip of perfectionism? Well, it's simple: acceptance. Accepting that we are human, that we are flawed, and that it's okay. Accepting the fact that mistakes are a part of growth. Accepting the idea that no matter how small our achievements are, we shall celebrate them. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't misunderstand me here. I think having high aspirations is a necessity, and every single human should do it. However, we need to understand the difference between a healthy pursuit and perfectionism. Perfectionism demands flawlessness right from the start. However, striving for excellence means accepting mistakes as a part of growth, just like I said. And most importantly, we also need to understand how to balance our pursuit of excellence with our self compassion. More importantly, remember that we are worthy, not because we are perfect, but because we are enough. Now, I started this talk with a question. How about I end with one? Okay, fine, you guys caught me. Two questions. What if we started embracing our imperfections instead? What if we allowed ourselves and others the grace to be human? Can you imagine the genuine connections, the creativity, and the freedom that could flourish in a world where perfection isn't the goal, but progress is? Ladies and gentlemen, let's remember this: perfection isn't the only path to success or happiness. The next time you get trapped in this vicious circle of trying to be perfect, take a step back and ask yourself this: is it really worth it? What am I sacrificing in the name of perfection? And remember, like I said before, you are enough. Because in the end, it's your imperfections that make you human, your vulnerabilities that make you relatable, and your eagerness to grow that makes you truly remarkable. Thank you.